Hello people, I think you should be joining me live. I'm just checking to see if this will work. Now we're just trying to load the replay from last week's racing. So the idea of this stream, when it works, the idea of this stream is just to cover the race that I missed last week. So I missed last week's event at Tsukuba, which means some of the boys did a race and it didn't even get commentated on. So I'm going to do it now. So just waiting for the replay to download, and then we'll cover it. Obviously, yesterday's stream was in real time. That was the real time Thursday. So apologies to the guys for not getting this out. It's just been a hectic week. I've just had a lot on. It's been one of those weeks this week where every single day has been ram-packed with things to do. Obviously coronavirus and all that sort of stuff. Just to be fair, has meant that work's been really busy. Out of work commitments have been really busy as well. I'm not going to complain about it anymore. I just thought I'd get the stream out for you and give you some ideas. So in this race that we're about to see, so we're not going to see the qualifying session, we're going to miss that. But the top 4 drivers at that time in the championship wouldn't have been able to qualify. They would have started at the back of the grid. I'm not going to have my fancy replays either, but we can always just rewind and pause if we need to. So I guess we'll blag it. We'll blag it, guys. All right. So let's see what happens in this race then. So Tsukuba circuit was the host of this one. Obviously, Tsukuba's a real life track, and probably one of the smallest tracks you're likely to see as well. So our lap round here is sub a minute, easily sub a minute. And as we know with the Siroccos, the Siroccos does give us some really tight and twisty racing at the best of times anyway. So, right, let's see what the grid looks like then. Pole sitter, him Carl. You can see all the fast lads up at the back. Street Boy's in here as well. What's Street Boy doing? Yeah, so we've got the let me just pause that and give you some gubbins actually. There we go. No, I want that. There we go. So you can see where everyone is at the side over here, and then we'll get lap time counters over here. But you see the layout of the track up here. It's tiny. It's a tiny track. Let's get ourselves back up to top of the grid. Let's go and watch him, Carl's get it underway. He's on the wrong side of the grid though for the start. You really want the the right hand side for this one. Looks like Huntley's got a great start, and Huntley's got to get himself up into the lead potentially if he's got ballsy braking. He has, but him Carl's ballsier and hangs it right round the outside. Lots of position changes in the midfield as the Les works his way up through the pack. Hunt is eager to get a move made on him, Carl, who would have put in a stonking performance in qualifying. Huntley's got that move made though, so he's up into first. Big battle for third, Lagerfani, Tsukuba, Subertus also involved in that one as well. It's all kicking off in the midfield for third place. The Les was 8th a few corners ago, now 6th, now 5th. The Les is making an absolute rocket through the field in his psychedelic livery there. Bergfire from the back of the grid up to 7th as well. He is doing a good job. Bobby just behind him. Slow Seamus in 9th at the minute, with Danzo in 10th. Shadow Stalker and Street Boy having a bit of a battle for 11th place. Let's check in on people as they come through. The Les is really battling his way through the pack now. He's going for 4th, but Slow Seamus, or Subertus, sorry. Subertus is giving him a good old fight for this position, but Bergfire's trying to get his way through as well. I love Subertus. I've got to credit you for the livery, mate. I love that. I love your livery. It's probably my favourite one. That's how Bobby's made his way through the pack as well. So him and Bergfire just trying to work through things. Tsukuba in the lead. So what's happened there? Tsukuba's got himself right the way up. So our new leader is Tsukuba, followed by him, Carl. Carl looks imminently like he's going to lose his position to the Les though. The Les is going to be brave on the brakes coming through the long sweeping right-hander, and he is. He's going to get that move made. Hunt is down to 4th. Hunt has had an issue somewhere. So I'm looking at his lap time. 59-second lap time, so it's not brilliant. like Himkar's just been bossed wide there. They're giving a 2-second penalty for his trouble. Let's see what happened there. So on board with Himkar, battling the Les for third. Doesn't look like he's putting up too much of a fight for this one. Yeah, just gets a nudge from behind. And because of the unique way GT Sport issues its driver penalties, he gets a 2-second penalty for that. Absolutely daft. Meanwhile, MRC Bobby. Oh, there's more punting going off in the background. What was that? I missed it. What's happening here? I saw Subertus' name involved. Let's see what happens. So, on the chase cam with Subertus, I'm gonna guess GRT Hunty is the recipient of this punt. He is. Hunty's just avoids the kitty litter. Does a really good job there of controlling that one, so no harm done. So Lagerfani in 5th, also carrying a penalty, but I think for the sake of GT Sport, we're just going to ignore all penalties that happen because they're obviously daft. Bobby put a nice move on Himkar there. Himkar is hemorrhaging places a little bit in this race so far, but in these races where the top guys can't qualify, you do often find that they cream will rise to the top eventually. And we do know Bobby is a fast driver, although I'll probably never let him know that. I don't have gaps for you either. We can just sort of see visibly that KZ2 has a decent lead over the Les. The Les is chasing him down. Behind him, Himkar is defending to Bobby. He's going defensive. That's going to cost him a little bit of apex speed. Bobby's going to try and drive that on the outside. It's a difficult track to get past legitimately, Skew, because it's so tight. You do really have to be forceful in your overtakes. So you're probably going to see a fair bit of grief from the guys here. Himkar goes really wide. Just going to let Bobby go through. Himkar does eventually get himself back on track in 6th position. Hunty's all the way down in 7th. He was leading this race at one point. All the way down in 7th place now. Followed by the Larson Biscuits and Peniston Oils. Sirocco driven by Subertus. Burnt Fry not doing a great job of working through the field so far. He was up in 9th. Well, he's in 9th position. Then we've got Danzo in 10th, Shadow Stalker in 11th, and Street Boy in 12th currently. What's going on? So he's all kicking off in the midfield as we see Lagerfani go for a move on Seamus. So this of course happened before the coronavirus lockdown, so Seamus's home country of Ireland wasn't locked down at this point, so he was able to attend the event. Oh, look at him, Carl, getting involved in that, love it. He's absolutely flying through the pack. Lagerfani goes for the cutback, but just isn't able to carry enough apex speed to get that made. Slipstream party all the way down to the last corner. If you're watching, by the way, I'd like a little bit of a comment. Just let me know. Let me know what you want to happen in this. If you're based in it, you probably know what's going to happen in it. But I will cover. I have not watched this yet. I have no idea what's happening. The battle between Lagerfani and Himkar has been going on for, I'm going to say an exact lap right now. And behind him, GRT Hunty is defending to Burnt Fry. Burnt Fry himself has been fighting with Subertus. Subertus is trying to make pretty much two cars in one go. He's made the ham. Himkar's got a 7-second penalty. What did he do? Did he kill the Pope or something? No, a little bit of car contact with Lagerfani, but we're going to go on board with Lagerfani. Let's have a look, just see what happens here. So Himkar is there. That's just the curb's just throwing him off into him there. So that's not Himkar's fault. It's not Lagerfani's fault either. If anything, Lagerfani's lost out massively for that. But for some reason, the game gives Himkar a massive penalty, which is a bit of a shame. Oh yeah, coming up through the pack then. The top 3 relatively close. The Les has been catching KZ2 Haas, I would say, quite comfortably over the last lap or two, and I'd imagine that we'd see a fight for the lead happening anytime soon. The Les lapping in the high 55s and KZ2 in the 56s, so there's a couple of temps per lap in it in terms of pace. So yeah, I'd expect the Les to have a move prepared and ready and up his sleeve for the next few laps. Now that order has partially been resumed, we'll probably see the natural formation happen. So what does tend to happen with these races is they go absolutely crazy for 5 minutes at the start while everyone sort of gets themselves worked out. You sort of have a 5-minute lull in the middle, and then it all starts to come back together. Some really nice looking cars in this league, I do have to say. They have done a great job of making these liveries. We're going to see the Les go for a move. KZ2 defends that. So this is the view that KZ2's got as he attacks the course. The Les not able to go for a move right away, but he doesn't have to rush. By saying that, he goes for a move right away, but not going to be able to get that done. Yeah, he doesn't have to rush the Les. He's got a decent enough gap to Bobby. But he's gonna want past. But you can see what I mean about it being difficult to overtake, because providing you can carry the apex speed, you can defend the position. There's nowhere there's really a big enough braking zone in order to get a move made on braking. It does look like KZ2's just hashed his exit a little bit, and providing the Les is alongside going into the last corner, he's going to be fine. The Les does just tuck back into the slipstream. KZ2's going to defend it. As long as he gets his corner right, he'll be okay with KZ2. We'll see what the Les does here. The Les decides he's going to try it. But KZ2 just holds his line really well, but unfortunately just has to concede that position. He would have had to keep that fight up for another 15 minutes yet. And yeah, maybe he didn't quite have it in him, but he's got the position back. The Les has outbraked himself coming into the hairpin. So now it is a fight. There is a fight on for first place. The Les has resumed in there, but KZ2 is not giving up anytime soon. All the while, Bobby is gaining speed on them. So Bobby's trying to get back in the fight here, and he's well within slipstream range. Slipstream doesn't mean an awful lot around this circuit, but it will gain you just that little bit of time. So the top three well embroiled in the battle. Let's check in on the rest of the patch. Slow Seamus racing on his own by the looks of things now, because he's got a fair old gap to the boys behind, consisting of Hunty, Suburtus and Burntfry. Burntfry's struggling this race to get through the pack, has to be said. We expect big pace from Burntfry, but he's not putting stonking lap times in yet. He is caught in traffic, so if he manages to get past Hunty, he's got some clean air and he can start putting the times in. So we'll see if he manages to do that. He's got to get past Hunty first though, and Hunty's not an easy guy to get past if he's racing well. And Hunty's certainly putting up a fight this time round, so we'll see how this one does develop. Burntfire's going for the cutback move. Hunty just parks on the apex. Nice defending from Hunty there. No thanks. I'm keeping in 5th place for the time being. A bit further back, Lagerfani after that, after going off a few laps ago, is all the way in 8th position. Danzo currently in 9th. Streetboy in 10th. Him Carl, I don't know what's happened to him Carl. His last lap was 6 seconds slower. So whether he served all that penalty in one go, I don't know. I'm gonna guess he did though, because that would make mathematical sense. Meanwhile at the top, normal service for those boys. I think the battle is here for 5th between Hunty, Burntfly and Suburtus. There's also a little bit of a kerfuffle going on a bit further behind as well, presumably involving Lagerfani and the rest of them. The Flash is watching. How you doing, mate? Flash. He races every one of us. Anyway. Inside joke. Burntfly gone for a move on Hunty. Last corners, you can make moves happen here if you're confident enough on the brakes. A little bit of door banging, but that's okay. No one went off the track. These boys side by side going into T1. Burntfire's going to have the inside line. Job done, I'd say. Hunty's not going to let that one go easily though, and he will now be pushing to get back up there. Looking at the fight behind is Danzo, Streetboy and Him Carl. Him Carl's just gone off. So let's have a look. This is on board Him Carl. Instant replay. Yeah, I think he just outbraked himself looking at that. That's what it certainly looks like. He outbraked himself anyway. Shadow, I love Shadow still, come on, I love you. What's happening now? Oh, Bobby's past KZ2, so Bobby's up into second place. Now, looking at pace, Bobby would have to put in some bloody good. In terms of his best lap time, Bobby's a 55.5. The Les's best lap time is a 55.6. So Bobby's got the pace, and now he's got the clean air. We'll see if he manages to haul the Les in. He's got 8.5 minutes to do something about it, so we'll see if that comes to fruition. Plenty of opportunity for these guys to make mistakes as well, don't forget. So you can, as we've just seen with him, Carl. Yeah, him Carl's probably won my Driver of the Day contest a couple of times, and he's just outbraked himself into C1, so he's shown it can be done. Suburtus goes really wide there. That's going to give Lagerfani the get up all in his grill. Dan's on Street Boy now having a little bit of a scrap. I think Street Boy's now starting to get used to the cars a little bit more. Do race with Street Boy in the MRC. He's a guy who does have pace, but he may be not too familiar with these cars, which is why he's languishing where he is currently. Yeah, I think we're in that bit of the race now where things just settle down a little bit. People just chill out, so I can put my soft voice on and talk like this, and everyone's nice and relaxed. No one's blood pressure's rising. Everyone's nice and relaxed. Count to 10. Lovely stuff. Nothing's happening. Everyone's just lapping the circuit in a nice, calm, orderly fashion. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we need to talk to you about today. Is that these racers are just out here doing laps. It's like an organised track day, but they're all in the same car. But then I'll save the exciting voice for when stuff will inevitably just kick off later on in the race. Let's check in on peeps. So Slow Seamus has been hauled in by Burnfly. So we sort of commented a lap or two ago that once Burnfly got in clean air, he can start lapping, and as soon as he gets clean air, he starts the fastest lap, 55.7. Immediately follows it with 55.8. So that was an improvement of about 4 or 5 tenths on the lap times he was doing before. So basically he's just been struggling with traffic, really. So our Burnfly probably can kiss goodbye to a podium. I think that early struggle, let's say, to get through the pack really hurt his chances of getting a podium in this race. And obviously Seamus isn't going to let him have 4th easy. But yeah, it's a good result for Burnfly. If he gets 4th, 5th, it's a good result. So I'm just having some drink. So Hunt is still doing well in this little fight. Let's check in on Burnfly though. He's going to try and hang it around the outside here. Mate, you don't want to do that. You're going to be on the outside of the next corner, you absolute twonk. Oh, switch back. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's just that's going to scrub your tyres, my mate. I know we ain't got a tyre wear on, but so Slow Seamus driving a very good defensive race right now. I can't fault his car placement one bit. Like, he's putting his car exactly where it needs to be. It just means that on this tight and twisty circuit, Burnfly hasn't really got an answer for him. So if Seamus can just brake 5 metres earlier for a corner and just make sure his car sticks to the apex, just like this, Burnfly can't get through. Physically can't do it. Because then you're not necessarily even sacrificing exit speed, sacrificing apex speed. Yeah, it doesn't mean squat round here, to be fair. So Burnfly's going to have to come up with something a little bit special if he wants to get past Slow Seamus, who is proving to not be very slow, and you see the lap times now struggle again. Just as soon as he gets stuck behind another car. Slow Seamus is lapping in the mid 56s. We know Burnfly's got 55-second laps in him, but at the minute he's stuck behind Seamus and can't get past. Checking on the rest of people. So Hunty, Bertus and Largafani all in a row so far. I'd like to say they're fighting, they're not. They are sort of formation at the minute. We're looking at about 4 minutes to go on this one, so we're going to start to see the action kick off a little bit more now. He's checking on the Les at the front. Dominating proceedings as the Les. He's running away with this one now. Bobby is chasing him down. I'd say visibly he's gaining a little bit. And he's certainly sticking in some decent lap times, is Bobby, but he's got to be a pretty Herculean effort to dispose of Les. Looking a bit further back, looks like Burnfight was going for another go on Seamus there. Seamus, though, as I've said, just putting his car in the right places in order to defend this one. You good, Adam, mate? Good to him. Craig, how you doing, mate? Good to see you join in. Seamus goes cutting the grass there, and I think that's going to bugger him up. Burnfire didn't need to be asked twice to go through on the inside. Down he goes, just blocks the apex off the corner. Now Burnfire needs to be careful not to get too excited with this. Just slowly build that gap. Seamus giving a bit of a light flash there. Either not happy with someone or trying to put him off. Meanwhile, a bit further back, Hunty and Largafani fighting for 6th place. So Hunty ran it a little bit wide there. Largafani's going to slip up the inside. Got a little bit excited, did the fanny there and lubricated the move up the inside, but the fanny has now been left wide open. And Hunty's going to slip up the inside to regain 6th place. So good racing by those boys, giving each other lots of room. Largafani's carrying a 1 second penalty as well. I think the penalty system is massively broken in this game if stuff like that gets you a penalty, but there you go. There's nothing going on with you boys at the top, so I'm sorry, but you're getting no coverage. Burnfire v Seamus has calmed down a tad. This is pretty much where the action is. There is a little bit of not even fighting going on between Danzo, Street Boy and Shadowstalker and that behind. Meanwhile, the fanny's been hung out to dry out wide. Bertus in 7th now, so that's twice in 2 laps. Largafani's made a mistake that's cost him 2 positions, and it's both been in the same sort of area of the circuit. That being said, these 3 are still in a side-by-side fight. They're not binning each other yet. It's not like one of them is blatantly faster than the other. They're all pretty much the same. Largafani up the inside, gets a move made. Let's check in on Danzo and everyone behind. So Danzo, him, Carl and Street Boy all fighting for that 9th place. All these boys are nice and close together. A little bit of lag from Shadowstalker there by the looks of things. Look at Bobby now. Look at how close Bobby is. He's right there. But he's not going to have the time. We've got a minute left of this race, ladies and gentlemen. Just a minute left. Bobby's just set a fastest lap of the race at 55.5. He's setting purple sector times again, so he's really on it for this. But it is going to be a dive bomb of all dive bombs if he's to acquire the lead of this race. Burnfire's dropped Seamus by looks like a second or so now. Largafan is currently beating... Where's Hunty? Where's Hunty gone? Right. So Hunty left it out wide. Did his team retire his car? I think his team retired his car, looking at that. So everyone behind gets promoted up a spot then. So that's Largafani up into 6th, Bertus in 7th, but could if Largafani carries that penalty any longer. Danzo in 8th, we've just seen him, Carl, go wide. That's going to let Street Boy go up the outside. Street Boy slows down for some reason. Well am there, mate? Because it just looked like him, Carl, burns off his penalty. Yeah, he just stops. He just stops. And like, I think he just wanted to race him, to be honest. That's what I love about it. They don't care. They just want to have some fun racing. I love that. Okay, so we're about to enter the final lap for these guys. So the Les leads Bobby, and I've got to be honest, got to be honest, any move for Bobby would be... Les would have to make a mistake, or Bobby would have to make a huge dive bomb. If either of those two things don't happen, then it's not happening for them. Let's see if anyone crosses the line. So Slow Seamus has confirmed 5th, Lagerfon is confirmed 6th, Subert is confirmed 7th. Danzo is going to cross the line in 8th position, so a good result for Danzo. Himkarl's had a busy race. Does he manage to lose it to Street Boy at the end? No, I think Street Boy slows down to let him take it. And Shadow Stoker's going to have 11th. Let's focus on these boys then, see if anything happens with them. They are just coming up the back straight now. So it looks like Les is going to reclaim a victory. On the 22nd and final lap of Tsukuba Circuit in the VW Cup, the Les finishes in 1st with MRC Bobby in 2nd. Keizo Hasa takes the final podium spot, although I'm sure that with the coronavirus no one wants to sit next to him. And Boatfly, a good effort in 4th. Okay, so that's your race then. Let's have a look. Any comments? No comments. No comments, which I'm a bit disappointed with. You all disappoint me, so... Right, I've got to go and get ready for my race now. In fact, let me see if the boys are on. Oh crap, it goes in 5 minutes. Yeah, that's it, ladies and gents. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I'll I guess I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.